really just chocolate chip cookies. I remember this one time, I called my dad at his work and asked him to buy me a box. And he said, "Damn it, Patrick, you're 29 years old. Buy your own damn cereal." This was just a couple weeks ago. "So, that's a no then, Pops?" I said. But he just shook his head. Or I think that's what he did. We were on the phone, so it was hard to tell. "Did you just shake your head?" I asked him. But he just shook his head again. He likes to tell me that I'm emotionally stunted, which he says is a good thing. It helps him tell me apart from my identical twin brother, Andy. Back when we were babies, we looked even more alike, and my friends' parents had all sorts of really funny ideas for telling us apart. "You should give them both name tags," they'd say, or "you should pierce both their ears." You know, really funny stuff like that. Except my parents didn't realize they were kidding. That's why they just had one of us circumcised. It would have been okay, I suppose, if they hadn't waited until I was 14 to do it. And if they hadn't made me go to school naked from the waist down. "If we let you wear pants," they explained, "no one will be able to see the difference." "Yeah, I get that," I said, "but what I don't get is why I had to get circumcised in the first place. I mean, couldn't my fellow classmates just remember that Patrick's the one who doesn't wear pants?" A couple years later, when Andy and I looked less alike, and when my parents finally bought me a pair of slacks, I started working at a Christian kids camp. Most of the other counselors stuck with the New Testament, but I liked the Old Testament better, especially the stories about the prophet Elisha. Once upon a time, I'd tell my campers, Elisha was just wandering around, totally minding his own business, when a bunch of kids started making fun of him. "Hey, Baldy," they said. "Yeah, you, Baldy," which really hurt his feelings. So Elisha rounded up some she-bears and had all the children mauled to death. The end. That really is the whole story. You can look it up. One of my campers raised his hand and said he didn't like the story, which really hurt my feelings. So I yelled, "Sick 'em!" And out of nowhere, 2 she-bears came running into the room and started mauling the campers. I'm a big believer in interactive education. Don't worry, the she-bears weren't really bears. It was just my 2 pet Newfoundland dogs. I call them She-Bear 1 and Bob. It's a family name. Believe you me, they're much more likely to lick a kid's face than maul it. I'd say the odds are about 2 to 1. Which is way better than in that Bible story. We really have become a more loving species. Along with telling Bible stories, I also got to tell scary stories around the campfire. Call me sappy, but there's just something about the wonderment of youth that goes great with gore. Toward the end of the summer, a camper's mother called me and said that her daughter was so terrified of the stories I was telling, she never wanted to go back to camp again. I said, "Thank you." Because what could be a better compliment to a scary storyteller? Truthfully, I wasn't even going for terror. Regular old scared would have been plenty. It felt like I was getting extra credit. "You don't understand," she told me. "My daughter has been having horrifying nightmares of killer clowns all summer. Don't worry, I reassured her. Those weren't nightmares. It was me, dressed in a killer clown costume. She didn't say anything for a while after that, but I knew what she was thinking. What's the difference between a regular clown costume and a killer clown costume? Fangs. Fangs are the difference. Okay, you caught me. I was actually wearing Dracula fangs, not killer clown fangs. But I really don't think the campers could tell the difference. Could your daughter tell I was wearing Dracula fangs? I asked. But she didn't answer me. Instead, she told me she was going to call my boss. Great, I said. While you're at it, could you call my parents too? I thought maybe they'd take me to Chuck E. Cheese like they used to when I got good grades. That's not what happened, though. The only reason I was even working there was because my religious sister recommended the job. She's a nun, and lately she's been teaching me the value of confession. For instance, I'm now willing to confess that these glasses aren't real. I only wear them so that people will think I'm smart. If they think I'm smart enough, they might think that's why I don't have any friends. But the truth is, I'm not smart, and nobody likes me. There, my nun sister said. Doesn't that feel better? I guess so. She says that now that I'm being honest with myself, I can start making an honest attempt at getting some friends. Especially guy friends, since I've never really had any of those. The problem with guy friends, I told her, is that all they ever do is talk about sports. Well then, learn about sports, she said. So I did. Except, now that I've learned about sports, I've also learned that most guys don't actually know shit about them. They just pretend to by yelling louder and louder at the TV. Which means that if they want to feel better like I do, they should confess their ignorance. Like, as soon as possible. Like, tonight. What do you say, guys? Will you confess your sports ignorance tonight? It'll be easy. All you have to do is repeat after me. I'm serious. Okay, are you ready? All right. My penis does not give me inherent sports knowledge.
My penis does not give me inherent sports knowledge.
My left ball is not named Adrian Peterson. My right ball is not named San Antonio Spurs coach Greg Popovich.
Right ball is not named San Antonio Spurs coach Greg Popovich.
Even though it sort of looks like San Antonio Spurs coach Greg Popovich.
Even though it sort of looks like San Antonio coach Greg Popovich.
What with its wrinkles and wispy white hairs.
Wrinkles and wispy white hairs.
Thanks, guys. I'm Patrick Hoblin. Can we be Facebook friends?
Oh my God! He was right, except for my left ball looks like Mike D'Antoni. Because I'm from Phoenix. Give it up for your